My name is Harold Lewis, and I've spent 35 years teaching English at Greenfield High School. When I first started, students respected their teachers. They stood when you entered the room, listened when you spoke, and believed you had something worth learning. But times changed. These days, all I get are rolled eyes, whispers, and laughter behind my back. The new generation calls me Grandpa Chalk. Some even record me struggling with the smartboard just to post it online. Still, I never yelled. I never quit. I just taught, because that's what I was born to do. Then came Principal Harris, a young man with slick hair, expensive suits, and no respect for experience. He walked into my class one morning during an observation, leaned against the wall, and smirked while my students ignored me. After class, he said, "Mr. Lewis, your teaching methods are ancient. Maybe it's time you retire before you forget how to spell." A week later, I was fired. They called it a transition toward modern education. But I knew what it really was: humiliation. I packed my things, walked past the students who snickered as I left, and didn't look back. At least, not for a while. A few weeks later, my old friend and colleague, Mrs. Patel, called me. She whispered, "Harold, Harris is planning to sell the school's west field to investors. He's turning it into a luxury parking lot." That's when the idea sparked. You see, I may have been old, but I wasn't foolish. Years of teaching literature had taught me one thing: the best revenge stories are slow and poetic. With Mrs. Patel's help, I found the paperwork. The investor's name was hidden behind a trust. I smiled when I realized I could form one too. Using my savings and what my late wife left me, I created Lewis Educational Trust. Through it, I quietly made an offer for the remaining half of the school's property. It took months, but finally, I got the call. "The school board approved your bid, Mr. Lewis," my lawyer said. I didn't tell a soul. A few weeks later, Greenfield held its annual assembly. Principal Harris stood proudly on stage, announcing his modern education plan. The same students who mocked me were in the front row, cheering. Halfway through his speech, the school board director interrupted. "Before you continue, Mr. Harris," she said, "we'd like to introduce the new co-owner of Greenfield High." The doors opened. I walked in. You could have heard a pin drop. Harris froze. "Wait, what is this?" I smiled. "Just checking on my investment." The students' faces changed instantly. Shock, guilt, and awe. I turned to them and said, "Education isn't about gadgets or popularity. It's about patience, curiosity, and respect. Remember that before you laugh at your next teacher." The applause started slowly, from the back row, then spread through the whole hall. Even the students who once mocked me stood and clapped. Principal Harris resigned 2 days later. Now I'm back in my classroom. Same chalk, same board, same lessons. But when I walk in now, every student stands. And every time one of them complains about how boring grammar is, I smile and say, "Maybe, but at least it built me a school." They laughed at the old man who couldn't use a smartboard. Now I own the building their Wi-Fi runs in. I guess some lessons you just have to teach the hard way.